In my previous video, part 1 of how to tell stories that stick, I shared a simple model for telling about both the forest and the trees. In this video, I want to take you a step further with a more advanced model that is presented in the book Made to Stick by Dan and Chip Heath. To make your message stick, tell a simple, unexpected, concrete, credible, and emotional story. Simple means to focus on a single core message. Your purpose is to make people clear about your core message. Unexpected is when you make something happen, such as surprise or humor, to make people notice. Concrete is when you share details about specific people doing specific things, just like I talked about in the video about the forest and the trees. Concrete details help people understand. Credible is to make people believe your message, such as with a personal testimonial. Emotional is to make people care. One way to do this is by creating empathy for specific individuals. And it should be a real story. Stories provide the inspiration and example that engages people to act. Now, it's not vital that every single one of these components gets into every story you tell. But the more of them that you do a good job with, the more your message will stick. For example, I once spoke to a group of nurses and nurse practitioners who operate wellness clinics for the employees of a company with about 4,000 employees. These health coaches were doing a great job treating the employees who walked into their clinics, but they were inconsistent about reaching out and following up with employees that they had previously diagnosed as having a risk of heart attack, stroke, or diabetes. My main message was to urge them to consistently and persistently follow up with those employees. I showed them one man's actual health assessment from 2 years earlier. His name was hidden, but you could see his age, body weight, cholesterol, and so forth. I pointed out his heart age, which is a scientific estimate of how healthy the heart and cardiovascular system is. His heart age was older than his real age, which meant that there was a good chance he would die earlier than normal. I talked about how that worried his wife and kids. Then I told them how a certain nurse had kept following up with him to encourage specific actions regarding his health. Now, at first, it seemed to him that she was nagging, like a mother hen. But after a long time, he didn't view it as nagging. He really felt that she cared about him. It took 2 years of following up, but he started to engage with her and make his health a bigger priority. Then I showed a picture of his latest health assessment. I pointed out the improved measurements. I showed that his heart age was now more than 8 years younger than his real age. The experts now estimate that he has a good chance not only of not dying young, but living longer than most guys. I talked about how excited his wife was to find out that he was now healthy, strong, and planning to be an active part of the family for decades to come. And then I explained the reason I knew his wife was so excited, which is that I was that guy, and she is my wife, Erin. Now, my story wouldn't win a Pulitzer, but it did stick with the health coaches. They gladly made a commitment to follow up every quarter. To make your message stick, tell a simple, unexpected, concrete, credible, and emotional story. I'm Jesse Leahy with EngagingLeader.com.